Hello, and welcome to Candidates Upfront, a public interest election program of Berks Community Television and the League of Women Voters of Berks County. Our November 7th general election is coming up. Citizens who are 18 or older will vote for judges, school directors, and township, borough, and city officials. The deadline to register to vote is October 23rd. To check your voting status, go to vote.pa.gov. That's vote.pa.gov. You can register, change your party, locate your polling place, or apply for an absentee or mail-in ballot. And the deadline to apply for those is October 31st. If you are looking for information on statewide, school, or township races or borough officials, please use the League's online voters guide, vote411.org. That's vote411.org. And for information on countywide and Reading candidates, please stay tuned. The League interviewed candidates in contested races, those who wanted to be interviewed, and for each race, the candidates got the same basic questions and had the same amount of time to answer them. For the League, I'm Judith Cranus, and let's begin.
Hello, I'm Bill Litvin, a member of the League of Women Voters of Berks County. Two candidates are competing for a chance to be Berks County's Register of Wills. They are Democrat Adrian Jadick and Republican Suzanne Myers. You may vote for one. The Register of Wills has jurisdiction over the admission of wills to probate. He or she schedules cases and keeps records for the Orphans Court. The Register collects Pennsylvania inheritance taxes and issues marriage licenses. The term is 4 years and the 2023 salary is $101,485. Each candidate's views are their own and not those of the League or BCTV. This interview is with Suzanne Myers. Welcome.
Thank you.
Please tell our viewers about yourself and why you are running.
Thank you. Good evening, folks. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you this evening. My name is Suzanne M. Myers. I'm the Acting Register of Wills. I've been with the Register of Wills for 35 years. My husband and I reside in Muhlenberg Township, and we have one adult son, Jonathan, who works for Stream Corporation. I've worked for the Register of Wills for 35 years, and I wish to continue representing the citizens of Berks County to provide the prompt, courteous service that we have been doing for the past 35 years.
Okay, and tell us what education and background you bring to the position.
I have a high school diploma from Governor Mifflin High School that I graduated in 1983, and there is no substitute, in my opinion, for experience. I've worked as in the Register of Wills. I was hired as a clerk 2, became the office manager, chief deputy, and then the acting Register of Wills upon the promotion of Larry Medaglia to deputy COO of the county.
And what personal qualities do you have that will help you be an effective Register of Wills?
I feel that compassion and understanding to individuals during the best of times and the worst of times. By issuing marriage licenses, we are issuing joy and happiness. By processing adoptions through the Orphans Court, we also are having times of joy and celebration. Unfortunately, the probating of wills is not always the most joyous occasion. It does bring sorrow, so I feel that compassion and understanding, and also my years of experience of handling these situations and trying to ensure family unity, is the best bet.
I guess there can be a lot of emotion with your job from the highs and lows.
Absolutely, yes.
How would you balance the needs for preservation of records with the need for public access to the records of the office you're involved with?
The Register of Wills does have all of our indexes available online. All of our records from 1752 to 1914 have been stored and scanned on discs. From 1914 to 2005, they are scanned on microfilm, and they are available for viewing on the computer when you come to the office by appointment. Due to COVID situation, we had to limit the number of people coming in. But our records are processed and filmed or scanned immediately upon filing.
Okay. And are people coming to the office now, or?
Yes, they have started coming back to the office, and we do quite a bit of genealogy by email and telephone through Ancestry.com.
Okay. What should voters know about this office? How is it important to them?
Well, the Register of Wills has many functions. We do issue 2,500 marriage licenses a year. We also do the certifications of those licenses that are issued for the Real ID. For the veterans do not have to pay for their certified copies, so we have quite an influx with the Real ID of marriage license applications. We collect the inheritance tax for the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue, which generates approximately $275,000 in commission for the County of Berks. We process about 2,300 estates a year. We serve 7 orphans court judges by processing adoptions, by processing adoptions, guardianships, miscellaneous orphans court petitions.
It's a lot to keep track of.
That's a lot to keep track of, yes, with 10 employees, yes.
Would you please explain what registering a will means and why it is a county function?
By statute, we are required to probate the estates of individuals who reside in Berks County who have assets in their name alone at the time of their death. We need to verify the will, and if there is no will, to verify who, under the laws of intestacy, would be the correct person to serve as the administrator. We need to authenticate the will, the signature, the witnesses, and then begin the administration process through inventory, accounting, inheritance tax, etc.
Okay. Please explain what the Orphans Court does, what that consists of and what it does.
The Orphans Court, the marriage licenses fall under the Orphans Court section. Also, we process all of the guardianships that are filed for Berks County. We also work with the state with the guardianship reporting system as well, with the AOPC. We process the transfers of real estate, the formal accounts and adjudications, and we currently have 7 Orphans Court judges that preside over various types of hearings.
Okay. Many people, hearing what the office does, wonder why it's an elected position. They would hire a records retention expert for less than $100,000. Do you feel it needs to be an elected position, and if so, why?
I feel it should be an elected position because in addition to maintaining the records, which we have stored in our facility and offsite as well from 1752 to the current date, you also must process all of the rest of the documents. The Register of Wills does have quasi-judicial powers, so I do approximately 75 to 100 hearings a year. So that would require a little bit more than an elected by having the election.
Okay. Okay, so can you actually do weddings?
No, we cannot perform any weddings, and we...
You have people ask you that?
Yes, we do have people ask us if we can perform weddings. We also have people ask us, hey, I wrote my will with my attorney 15 years ago. Can you get it out of your filing cabinet? Unfortunately, we do not maintain the wills until after the time of death and only if they need to be probated.
Okay, so where does the will come from how does it get to you?
Either the individual maintains it in their safe deposit box, the attorney keeps it for them, or, and unfortunately, sometimes it gets stuck under the mattress.
Okay. If elected, what do you plan to accomplish in your 4-year term?
If elected, I would like to continue serving the citizens of Berks County as I have for the past 35 years. I also would like to continue with the process with the Register of Wills Association, which I am a member of, to effectuate the online processing of documents and to continue to maintain them in the archival requirements to maintain their safety and security.
Okay, so it sounds like you have a lot of people even coming in just to do research on what you're the guardian for.
Yes, and they also want to come in to see the estate administration. If there's someone has passed away, a house is up for sale, they need to find out, if they can't get a hold of the realtor, who the person is that's representing the estate so that they can possibly make an offer on a home or something like that.
Okay.
We have a lot of inquiries on that.
Okay, and people come in for old records?
Yes, they come in to make copies. We have had people very excited to be able to trace their family history back many, many years. We have people who have come from Canada, from France, from all over the world, trying to find their archival records. And then we also work in connection with now I just drew a blank.
You also work in connection with?
Historical Society, as far as the records for the Graveyard Preservation Society and finding the tombstones and things like that so that people can find. And we've had so many interesting stories over the years.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know about graveyard preservation, but a friend of mine was involved in that. It's a big thing, apparently.
Yes, it is, yes.
Very good. Are you active in any volunteer organizations, and what do you do in your non-working time? Do you have non-working time, and if so, what do you do in it?
I do have some non-working time. I am a member of the Virginville Grange. I'm also a member of West Lawn United Methodist Church, so I participate in a lot of Grange activities. I'll put a plug in for the Ole Fair this week as well. I belong to West Lawn United Methodist Church, so I help out there as much as I can. My son is very active with one of his youth organizations, so I try to help out with them as well, and taking care of my mom.
Very good. Please give us your closing statement. You have a couple of minutes,
Okay.
maybe 3.
All right. Thank you.
Take your time.
Thank you again very much for the opportunity to speak with you this evening. I hope to be elected as Register of Wills on November 7th so we can continue serving the citizens of Berks County. I have an exemplary staff of 10 individuals, and I do not feel that you can put a substitute on experience to continue maintaining the functions and representing everyone in Berks County to the best of my ability.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Suzanne Myers, for sharing your views with us. Viewers, please remember there is another candidate for Register of Wills, Adrian Jadick. You may vote for one. Excuse me. You will find Candidates Up Front interviews on BCTV and its website and YouTube page. For more information on candidates, go to the League's online website, Voter's Guide, vote411.org. I'll repeat that, vote411.org. Or contact Berks County Election Services, elections@countyofberks.com, or their phone number 610-478-6490. Thank you for watching Candidates Up Front. I'm Bill Litvin. Good day.